All right. So when you come to an event like this, you're definitely going to start with occupation, most likely, right? So, and just so y'all know, when y'all put this in practice, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. They'll be talking for hours, right? But I abbreviated it so you can see how it works. So let's say occupation. So this is you. What's the first job that you ever had? This is them. I used to fix tires and do oil changes at Pep Boys. That was probably the hardest physical job that I ever worked in my life, but it was a lot of fun. Absolutely. We would joke around with each other all day, and many times after work, we'd get together and grab some drinks and make some lifelong memories. What do y'all think I'm going to say? Lifelong memories? Heck yeah. And notice, I'm inflecting my voice. I'm raising it up at the end so it comes across as a question, but it's not a question. I'm making a statement. Heck yeah. I remember one time I drove my car into a ditch and on the way to one of our get-togethers, and when they found out, they all left the party and came to help me figure out how to get it out the ditch without having to pay a tow truck. You, remember, looks like, seems like, sounds like. Seems like you all weren't just co-workers. You were friends. What he said, that's right. I really should check in on some of those guys and see how they're doing. What you just did was you triggered a positive memory in their head that they hadn't even thought about. And you didn't ask no questions. You didn't talk about yourself. It was them. They're starting to like you now. No, they're still a little bit on the fence, right? So then, you just did what you were supposed to do. Y'all was supposed to talk about work. And then you switched to recreation. Remember, you did that seems like, looks like, sounds like when you felt that conversation slowing up. Then you hit them with, well, what do you like to do when you're not thinking about work? They say, I really love to travel. Last year, my wife and a few of our friends, we took a trip to Colombia. It was amazing, but best of all, everything was extremely affordable. For sure. All of us ate and had drinks at a Festa restaurant for less than $40, right? So remember. So see what I did. Now, this is what's going to happen. Y'all going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to think, hold on. They definitely know I'm only repeating the last 2 to 3 words. Trust me, they don't. They in their bag. They getting their big one off. They've been getting interrupted all day by people. You're the first person that's letting them keep going, right? So, but remember, see, I could have said less than 40, but I just hit them with the $40, right? $40? Yes, $40. Now, sometimes you might hit the people with the last 2 to 3 words, and all they'll do is say, yeah, right? Then what you hit them with? Seems like, looks like, sounds like. Sounds like I need to be planning a trip to Colombia soon. Them, I think you should. You won't believe it until you see it.